Hello everyone. Good morning. It's a good morning here, and it's a very snowy good morning in Canada, Montreal. How are you guys doing today? Today we got big news, CPI, right? And we will tape read it together and see how price delivers, and even after that, we'll see how price behaves inside our macros. Are you guys ready for that? AR, good morning. AR, I'm good. How are you, bro? It's been a while. It's been 3 days I didn't stream. It's not like I'm gonna stream every day. Low probability days, I'm gonna avoid it. Yes, McColleen will witness CPI today, how it delivers. Zenzoned. Yeah, I appreciate your comment. I hope you found my bootcamp insightful, right? More than 12 hours of content for $80. Yeah, it's cheap. Delphine, good morning. Good to see you here. Pebnon, good morning. Did you reply me with your email address and stuff for the giveaway? I think I didn't receive a message from you, Pebnon. Debbie, good morning. Christopher, thanks for the super chat. Ayman, good day, good morning. Disha, I'm good. Good morning. How are you? Hey man, how are you, Mr. Man? Eric, good morning. Good morning. Okay, we'll start. Okay, we'll start by looking at US30, and today I'll share a couple of stuff like how I decide my targets and stuff like that by using IPTA. I'm not gonna talk deeper about IPTA, but we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll see how far we can go this week, and things are looking good on weekly chart as we reached our weekly targets from last week. Okay, I was telling you guys that this is a good level for price to reach. This fair value gap and price did reach all the way up here, right? And we have been seeing like a bullish delivery for last couple of days, like 10 days, right? And we do have a fair value gap right here, and this is what I'm gonna keep watching this week, this fair value gap. What I want to see is price dropping down here in this fair value gap, and after that we'll see price wanna go higher or it wanna continue move lower, as we have relative equal low down here on weekly chart. Okay, and also a unfilled fair value gap on weekly chart, but we'll see. We have a war going on, so war is good for stocks, right? Stocks fly when we have war. American currency, they benefit from war. I don't know how. Anyway, so this is the IPTA, and this is how I look at my chart when I'm deciding my targets. So we cleared out the 60-day high here, right? So this is a very important level. When price clears out 60-day high or 40-day or 20-day highs, according to IPTA ranges, it shows a good reaction towards sell side, as it did here. 2 days, 2 consecutive days, we saw price rejecting, then price came back up, hit this fair value gap, right? And this fair value gap is powerful. Why? Because we have a breaker right here alongside with the fair value gap, and price hit the breaker as well perfectly to the tick. Price hit it, and I'm not expecting like price reaching all the way up to this 40-day high because it's way above. And if you look at the weekly chart, we do have this very big low and this unfilled fair value gap, and as we know, price gravitates back to these levels, and these levels are strong, and this level is relatively equal. So we'll see what price does. Okay, but we need more confirmation from lower time frame that price will go lower, and for that I'll take you guys on 4-hour chart. And before we do that, we do have a, did I mark the, okay, let me mark the weekly fair value gap right here. This will be a great confluence, and it will work as a target in our coming trading days, or maybe even today. We'll see if price is reaching all the way down here. As you can see on daily chart, this is a relative equal low, right? So we'll keep that in mind. Price may not reach all the way down here, but eventually I'm expecting this week we'll see a retracement lower to this level, and we have no wick at this candle. This is also a strong liquidity when price aggressively delivers towards buy side without a wick, okay, without a manipulation, without a stop hunt. It becomes a strong target for price to reach all the way down here again. Now let's go to 4-hour chart. This is our daily breaker, right? Price hit the breaker, showed a good reaction. We'll keep this level in mind. Best reaction from the higher time frame PD areas happened at the low and the upper quadrant, okay? So let's see what price does here, and we do have another fair value gap. The relative equal lows are more visible here, as you guys can see. The relative equal lows are way visible. We do have a fair value gap, but we'll keep our eye here. And for price to reach all the way down here, price will have to go below this fair value gap. So this fair value gap will also work as a confirmation to us that price want to deliver here. So we have this swing low right here. We'll keep an eye on this, okay? I believe price will eventually come down here today, but we'll see. Nothing is 100%. We just trade based on the liquidity levels, and this is our sell side liquidity. What? Why it's not working? Anyway, I'm gonna type. This is a sell side liquidity which is inside this fair value gap, and this is what I taught inside my 3-day workshop as a turtle soup entry model. And there you will find in the day 3 lecture a deep lessons about this formation. So we'll see how price reacts when it's clearing out this swing low right here. And why am I looking at this swing low? Why am I not expecting any reaction from these bullish order blocks? Because we don't have a fair value gap alongside with this bullish order block. So when price is dropping, I'm expecting a sharp drop all the way down at this sell side liquidity. Now let's go to hourly chart, and this will make a lot more sense on hourly chart. So what do you guys see here? We have another relative equal low, right? And this is what I shared as a high probability target in Telegram today. So if you go on my Telegram, you'll see a analysis that I shared, okay? It's not a trade advice, so don't push your button just based on the theory. We see first how price delivers, and based on that we look for our high probability model, and for that we'll have to see how CPI is delivering liquidity, and after that we'll have a clean analysis. So this level here will be our high probability target, okay? Why this one? Why am I not expecting any reaction from these bullish order blocks? Because price don't have a fair value gap here at this leg. Otherwise I would have kept an eye here and target this one as a high probability target. Price do have a fair value gap here, and I'm expecting this fair value gap to work as an inversion, okay? And here another turtle soup formation happening, a range, okay? So this is a range, and price generated relative equal high, relative equal low in both sides of the marketplace, okay? And this is what I taught inside my 3-day workshop in day 2 as another turtle soup model. So we'll see how price delivers. For price to reach all the way down here, it will have to go below this fair value gap. Once this fair value gap confirms that price is going lower, this will be our target and this swing low. And eventually I'm expecting to see price reaching all the way down at this relative equal low. Why? Because on weekly chart we do have a fair value gap right here. Do you guys see that? This level is coming at 33,915, and on hourly chart the relative equal low is coming exactly at 33,915. So we'll see like if price is going below here, below these levels. And if you guys watched our mentors weekly profiles, I'm expecting a Tuesday high to form, okay? On Tuesday, the high of the week usually forms at the London session or at the New York session. So we don't know it yet if the high is formed or not. We'll see how CPI delivers, and after that we'll have a clean analysis, okay? I would have told you guys that this is the high of the week, but I do see relative equal high above here. So this, for price to go lower, we know the price will have to clear out strong sell side liquidity to go lower. Okay, strong sell side liquidity, sorry, strong buy side liquidity to go lower. And we do have a range here, and this is our range low, sell side liquidity right here. I'm gonna mark it as a equal low, and this is our equal high all the way up here. So we'll see how CPI delivers. Price is really near to this relative equal low. Okay, so what I'm expecting to see, if price is clearing out this sell side liquidity first, okay, we'll probably see a price going and reaching for this relative equal high, and then probably we'll see a potential drop towards sell side. So we'll wait to see how CPI delivers, and after that we'll have a clean analysis. We do have a breaker here. Do you guys see that low, lower low? So these up close candles becomes our breaker. Price didn't even hit this breaker here. Okay, price hit this fair value gap and then showed a good reaction towards buy side, good support. So we'll also keep an eye on this low. So this is gonna be our high probability target for CPI. This is gonna be our high probability target number 2 for CPI, and this is gonna be the target 3, which is not as high probability as these levels are. Okay, so this is our analysis on Dow. Now let's go to NASDAQ and see how NASDAQ is behaving. Sorry, I'm from Uzbekistan. Thank you very much. You give a lot of knowledge. I'm happy. Thank you. Thank you. Uzbekistan. Okay, I've never been there. Uzbekistan. Good morning from Algeria. Good morning, Mehdi. Sylvia, good morning. Please incorporate Dixie. I won't. Sir, I don't understand English, so how can I broadcast this video in Uzbek? Thank you very much for your reply. Okay, so once I'm done streaming, after like 4 or 5 hours, YouTube automatically will generate your subtitle. Okay, but you will have to wait for like 3-4 hours to see the language of Uzbek in subtitles. I cannot do it live, okay, when it's happening live. Shan, hi, what do you think about gold? Okay, we'll see what gold is presenting us, but after I'm done analyzing NASDAQ. And if we still have time, we'll keep an eye on gold. Gold is in a good support level, as I saw last week. So we'll see what happens. Arito, good morning from Bangladesh. So I have viewers from Bangladesh, really? Where are you from in Bangladesh? Dhaka. Good day from South Africa. Thank you. So now let's go to NASDAQ and see what NASDAQ is showing us. And on NASDAQ, as you guys can see, we had a very good bullish week, right? And we do have one bearish strong PD area on weekly chart. Other than this, I don't see anything for price to reject lower. This rejection block, I don't have it in writing, so I'm gonna put rejection block. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this and see how price behaving inside this rejection block, or even price is reaching for this rejection block or not. Why am I keeping an eye on here? If you measure these order blocks here, okay, these are bearish order blocks. If I put the measurement tool here, what do you guys see? Price aggressively delivered from the midway, and it even closed the candle's body above the upper quadrant 0.75, right? So the best reaction from an order block happens from the midway, and price didn't show respect at the midway. So we are bullish in our delivery, so I'm expecting like price reaching up here and then probably showing us a good reaction, as we do have an order block right here. Okay, and also a unfilled fair value gap all the way down here, a couple aligned with these breakers. but we need more confirmation. This is what our weekly chart is showing us. Now we'll go to daily chart and see what's happening here. And as you guys can see, this is our IPTA, right? IPTA for forecast, and we expect to see a reaction happening at the 40 days and the 60 days, and price showed a good reaction at the 40 and also at the 60 days. Price cleared out the 60-day high, and our next target possibly can be this 40-day buy side liquidity all the way up here, and the rejection block is also aligning with this level right here. Okay, and also we generated relative equal highs up here. Do you guys see that? So this is what a strong buy side liquidity. So price will not reverse until it clears out this strong buy side liquidity. So we'll keep an eye on this, and we do have a small little gap here alongside with these breakers. These up close candles here working as a breaker. Price already showed a good reaction from this breaker. We had a fair value gap, right? Price came down, went up, hit these order blocks, bearish order blocks. Now price generated this relative equal high. If there was no relative equal high, I would have expected that the classic Tuesday high already formed, but we'll keep an eye on this and see if price is clearing this level out first. Okay, if price is doing that, we can expect to see that the classic Tuesday high formed, and we can expect to see price going lower and reaching for this fair value gap. So we have two targets on daily chart, this fair value gap right here. It's a very small one, and we also do have a volume imbalance right here. So these two targets, I'll keep an eye on this throughout the whole week. And the 4-hour chart, now let's see what 4-hour chart is showing us. What do you guys see here? We have relative equal high here, right? And we also do have strong sell side liquidity, as I taught you guys inside my 3-day workshop. And these strong trend line liquidity works like a magnet for price. So things are looking bearish in both NASDAQ and Dow. Okay, the analysis that I did on Dow is also same for ES. So the folks who are trading on ES the analysis that I did on Dow can also be applicable there. So what do I see here? I do see relative trend line liquidity right here, a relative equal high. So more relative equal high down here, but this is far. We'll see if price is eventually reaching all the way down here this week. Now let's go to hourly chart. And so do you guys see that this is a very clean trend line liquidity? Price is respecting trend line here beautifully. Price did cleared out price did provide a liquidity below the swing lows, okay, but it left swing lows right here. A major swing low. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit more. So this swing low is relatively equal to these ones. Also we have this trend line liquidity going on here. So we'll see how price reacts to these levels. I want to see price coming back to these levels, okay, but the question is if price is going all the way up here first or clearing out the trend line liquidity first. And that's why we'll wait for CPI to deliver, and after that we'll have a clean analysis. Today, as we have news at 8:30, our high probability macro is 820 to 840, sorry, 850 to 910, and 920 to 940, and 950 to 1010. And I'll be here with you all till 950 to 1010, and I believe we'll find something before that inside our 850 and 920 macro. So we'll see. Now let's go to 50-minute chart and see what price is showing us here. This level is way too clean to stay longer, and I believe price will eventually come down here. So I'm expecting a bearish price action, but we'll wait to see how CPI delivers, where it delivers first, and that will work as a great confluence for us. So price generated a swing high here, right? And we also do have a fair value gap, and this is what I taught inside my 3-day workshop in day 3 as a turtle soup entry model. When you have a swing high here or at the swing low below here, and price eventually comes up and clears it out, you can execute here, and you will find detailed lecture in these topics how to take turtle soup entries when you see this kind of formation, which repeats every day throughout the intraday session, inside our macros, even on higher time frame. As you can see, it's happening on 15-minute chart. Okay, so we'll see how price delivers. And yeah, this level is too clean. This level is too clean to stay. So this is the whole analysis, my view on NASDAQ and Dow. We'll wait for CPI to deliver, and after that we'll do another analysis, but we are expecting lower prices, right? We are expecting lower prices. And I'm gonna measure the swing low from the swing high, and I'm gonna mark the 0.5%. So our 0.5 is coming at 15,540, which is also a good level for support. And this is our 0.5% below this swing low. 0.5% of this total range here. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this. We want to see price reaching all the way down here or even going lower, but this will confirm us that if price wanna go lower or it wanna push higher after that. More relative equal lows down here. Okay, do you guys see that? So these are levels that works as a magnet for price. Okay, I'm expecting a bearish delivery at CPI, and we'll see how price reacts. It's not IPTA, it's IPTA, interbank price delivery algorithm, and it has the least view in ICT's channel, and this is like the most important lecture that ICT ever did, the weekly profiles and the IPTA data ranges. All the views are in like 2022 mentorship in the model, and in like in the core content that has a model. The core content that is like a little bit of complex, that gives more confluence, most of the people avoid it. Like I was watching his weekly profile video yesterday, and it has like 97,000 views. Compared to his other lectures, it has really low views, and I believe like that should have gotten like more views than any other videos in his YouTube channel, because that's what gives you like a whole idea of how a weekly how the daily profiles can form, how the weekly profiles can form, right? So without your bias, how can you trade? So you are not learning bias, but you are learning a trading model first, which is, I believe, like the work of a lazy people, right? Anyway, so we have a fair value gap here, right? We do have a breaker here. It's not visible on 5-minute, but it is visible on 1-minute. Do you guys see this breaker alongside with this fair value gap? So let's see what price does. Okay, folks, if price is moving higher, it's good because I'm expecting lower prices at CPI. So as long as these relative equal lows are intact, we can expect to see a aggressive delivery towards sell side at CPI. Okay, this is not a trade signal for you to push the button, because these high impact newses are not for professionals. It's not for us, and we are learning how to behave with these markets in a professional way. We want to gain more than we lose, right? And this is our target, and you will not succeed in doing that if you get impulsive, if you believe that you can make money in newses like this. It's a total gambling, because of the volatility that brings in. Okay, because of the aggressive delivery that goes on, your stop loss will not work. Your account will get blown in just a couple of seconds. You will not be able to close your position if you are wrong, and if you are right, it will boost your ego to put more money into next CPI. So this is what happens, and price is going up right from this fair value gap, and this is looking good because, as I told you guys, I'm expecting lower prices, and as long as these relative equal lows are intact, we'll have a good idea where CPI can deliver. So this is for your notes, the people who don't know. Before a high impact news, price generates strong liquidity in a form of equal low, equal high, trendline liquidity, and unfilled fair value gap, and at the news delivery, price clears out these liquidity levels. It's as simple as that, okay? And now let's put our Dow here. We'll keep an eye on Dow. Dow also has good levels for reaction. So this is our breaker. This is our fair value gap, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, this is our fair value gap from this blue shaded box from the weekly chart. This is our daily chart. This is our breaker, and price is respecting the breaker here. We also have lower targets. The folks who joined right now, go back 10 minutes and watch me deciding my targets, and you will see like how I'm putting in the logic to see how CPI delivers. So I'll put the 5-minute chart here as well as on Dow 5-minute chart, and after the CPI delivers, we'll move to 1 minute and even lower 30-second and look for our high probability models. Until then, we'll keep watching and waiting to see how price generates liquidity. So we do have a SMT here, right? CES made a lower low, and the Dow made a lower low, and NQ made a lower high. No Dixie analysis. I'm watching Dixie alone. I did Dixie analysis in one of my stream, okay? And you can go back and listen to it. I did share my a long-term perspective on dollar, that we have a weekly breaker on dollar and price is getting support from it. Dollar has relative equal highs, so we can keep an eye on that, okay? The folks who are asking me for a dollar analysis, you are lazy, and I won't hesitate to block you or ban you, because what I'm showing you here can also be applicable on dollar or any other chart. The way I analyze NQ and Dow, the same way I analyze dollar and gold. So if you are watching me doing this, why can't you do this on your own on dollar? You're here to learn, right? Or here to get a signal. Anyone joining mentorships based on ICT concept is just lazy and undisciplined. Yeah. Banning people is so good. It's so easy, right? Yeah, ICT is releasing all his core charter content in December, and that's a good news. I already watched all of it, but I'm gonna see like what he uploads. It's good because I saw a channel on YouTube that is like selling his content. So the channel is like ICT private mentorship. Yeah, this is the channel, I believe. There are many channels that are selling like ICT's core content. So yeah, it's good that he's releasing it. Why pay for the stuff that is old? Right? And it's already leaked everywhere. I don't know why people are paying for it. So let's wait and see what CPI does, and let's take a look on gold, right? Let's take a look on gold as we have time here. Let's look at the weekly chart on gold, because our main information, our main narrative comes from the weekly chart, right? From the higher time frame. And what do you guys see? This formation is not looking good for me for a bullish scenario. but we'll see. We have the breaker here. We have been keeping an eye on this breaker since last week, right? We did our analysis from here. We called the market lower, reaching at this breaker. Price did that. We expected a bullish reaction from this breaker. Price also did that. So we'll see today what price does. And this is the breaker, right? What I told you guys, that for this breaker to fail, price will have to go below the 0.5%, the midway of this breaker, right? So once price does that, we'll see that price is reaching for this BPR. Until then, price can potentially get support from this breaker. So when will this breaker get invalid? When price will go below the midway, it will hit this BPR, and this is a good support level. This whole separation right here, this whole gap. Now let's go to the daily chart and see what price is showing us. For us to expect bullish price action, okay, we will need trend line liquidity, relative equal highs up here, and seems like we do have, right? We also do have unfilled fair value gap here, and then another one right here. So we'll keep an eye on this, and even on daily chart we have a good support level in a form of this order block. So I'll mark it order block, and alongside with this fair value gap, right? So price filled this fair value gap with this order block and showing a good reaction. Nothing here is hindsight. I already called the market from this order block and the fair value gap last week, so the folks who are here, they saw it. So now let's drop down to 4 hour. What is price doing here? Very beautiful reaction from this order block and the fair value gap, right? Price completely filled the fair value gap on the daily chart, and on the weekly, on the daily chart, and on 4 hour chart you can see the price is respecting the midway of this fair value gap. So very beautiful reaction. We do have a fair value gap right here, and we do have a lot of relative equal highs and unfilled fair value gaps all the way up here. A lot of trend line liquidity. What I believe is like price will reach for this inversion right here, as we have relative equal lows up here, okay? As long as these relative equal lows are staying here before CPI, I believe CPI will deliver towards buy side on gold. So this is the relative equal high. But if price is clearing out these levels before CPI, which seems like it won't, then we can expect to see a lower price action. And that's how we navigate with price. We don't decide our bias like a specific one. I'm only gonna look for a bullish trade. No, we'll look like how price is delivering, how price is generating liquidity, because price delivers in both ways, buy side, same sell side, in the same way. The same points get delivered equally in a day, okay? There's not like price will deliver buy side 80% and then sell side 20%. It never happens like this. Most of the time it's like 50, 55, 60%, and that's how it works. So we have opportunity in both direction. That's why I trade based on the liquidity levels, not like with a specific bias. So this fair value gap. Now I'll drop down to lower time frame and see if there's any relative equal low down here. As we know, price will not reverse until it clears out strong buy side or sell side liquidity. So this is our inversion. And we do have a relative equal low. So seems like what? The model I taught you guys inside my day 2 is repeating again here, right? So this is looking good, as we have relative equal low down here as well as the relative equal high. And I told you guys the price can potentially reach for this inversion. So what can be the trade idea, okay? At CPI, I want to see price going lower, clearing out the relative equal lows. And if you put the measurement tool here on the hourly chart, you will see that the 0.5% is here alongside with these breakers, okay? So what I'm expecting, so there are two ways to see the price right here, okay? And if price is clearing out the relative equal high and hitting the inversion, we'll potentially see a drop lower. But if price is clearing out the relative equal low as CPI, hitting the 0.5 and the breaker, we will see a run potentially higher. Okay, so the CPI release will give us our strong bias. Until then, we don't have a strong bias, but this formation, price going lower and then higher, is looking high probability to me, as we have sell side liquidity down here, and as we got support from the weekly breaker and the daily fair value gap and the order block, right? So we'll see what price it does here. And does it make sense, folks? Gravitating and deciding your bias based on the liquidity levels. And as you guys can see, we have a lot of unfilled fair value gaps here, right? And that's what works as a what? Strong liquidity level, right? We know that price will not reverse until it fills or clears out strong buy side or sell side liquidity. And this strong liquidity comes in a form of unfilled fair value gap, equal high, equal low, and trend line liquidity. So we have liquidity, strong liquidity in both sides. We'll wait to see which side get delivers first, and after that we can target the opposite direction inside our coming macros. So how do you find your own macro, right? There's no gold macro that ICT released. You find your own macro by seeing at what time price is reversing. Okay, the lazy people, all they will do is looking for an entry, but the smart one who wanna stay longer in this game, they will see the chart with time, at what time price is reversing. Okay, look at this reversal level here. Price reverse exactly at 1950 to 2010. Look at this reversal here. When did this happen? 1350 to 1410. And this is how you find your strong high probability macros. The more times price reverses inside a macro, it will continue to do so in future. At what time this reversal happened? 750 to 810. At what time this one happened? 320 to 340. At what time this one happened? 1150 to 1210. So do you guys see that how I found my macro just like this? And it's not like all of these are high probabilities macro and price will keep reversing inside this time period. No, nothing is 100% in trading. Okay, price will keep behaving these ways, but you will have to know at what macro price is reversing more and what macro price is not reversing, or respecting your trade idea. And this is how you find your own macro. The folks who are asking me what is the gold macro, why the hell are you so lazy to find it out by yourself? It's so easy to find out the macros. 8:21. Right, so we have 9 minutes before the news gets released, and Dow cleared out the buy side liquidity. It's moving towards buy side. It has this strong sell side liquidity intact. So we'll see what Dow does. Now let's move to NQ, and I'm gonna put the alert here at the 0.5%, and the alert, we have an alert here and also an alert here. So what I'm expecting, as I told you guys, the high probability is price coming down, clearing out the relative equal low, then the midway, then hitting the breaker, and then moving towards buy side. Okay, now let's go to NQ, and seems like what NQ left the relative equal low, is moving towards buy side aggressively. We do have a relative equal high, so we'll see if price is delivering here first. We can expect to see lower prices. Price also hit a breaker, higher high, so this down close candles becomes our breaker. We also do have a fair value gap here. Now let's see if price goes lower from this level. Today we are not trading inside 820 macro. What did I told you, IRC mommy? That today 820 macro is low probability. What did I told last week? Weren't you here? Or you're just here for signals? London high. Let's see, let's put our indicator here, ICT everything, and this is our weekly open. Okay, this is where price will get sensitive, and this is what will give us a bias. This is our 8:30 opening from yesterday. This is our 9:30 opening from the yesterday. Now today we'll see where the 8:30 opens, and these opening prices works like a great confluence for me to decide the bias. So this is our London high is where. So let's see what price does. Okay, let's wait. The name of the indicator is ICT everything by Cold Bree Rose. Okay, it's a free indicator. And for the IPTA, I'm using this one, anchored IPTA. There's another one that 2 degrees made. It's a bullshit. This is the best indicator for the IPTA data ranges, anchored IPTA. It gives you a whole perspective like this. So let's see where the CPI delivers liquidity on Dow on 1 minute. This is a trend line liquidity on Dow. Stefan, for that you will have to go and watch our mentor's video that he did, the lecture that he did on IPTA. It's a 3-hour long, I think 3-hour long lecture. Most of you are lazy as fuck. That's why you never even opened it. So go back and stick with your monitor for 3 hours, take notes, and I believe you will understand why I put it on August or somewhere. Can you please show us the FIB levels quickly? Yes, the FIB levels. I don't use much other than these ones. I don't use quarterly shift. Okay. All I use is visible in my chart. So this is all I'm using here by using my Fibonacci. I usually have the 0.62 and 0.79 level as the OT, but I basically eyeball it, so most of the time I don't need it. But this is the whole thing. Okay, this is the whole setting for my Fibonacci. All the levels, the 0.51, and these are for standard deviation, and the last 2 are for the OT. Seems like this is what will happen, right? Price will go higher, clear out the London high, the relative equal high, and then possibly push lower. So we'll see what price does. Do you also look at the DR IDR like Kit? I don't. Do you see DR IDR on my chart? The 5 indicator, yeah, look at these indicators. nothing gives signals. Okay, none of these indicators are here for signals. It just gives a good perspective to me to identify some levels like the new day opening gap, new week opening gap, then London open, weekly open, then seek and destroy, then IPTA, then the day separator to see Monday, Tuesday plotted in my chart, and that's it. None of these indicators have signals. I myself is the best indicator, and that's what I believe. There's no other indicator that can give signals like me with precision. 8:29, 1 minute. 1 minute. $30 we'll see a crazy volatility. What the hell just happened? Okay, we saw a crazy delivery. Price reached all the way up for the rejection block from the weekly chart, right? The dollar is crossing and gold as well. So price went down, right? Cleared out the relative equal low, and it went with our logic, right? What's the logic? Price will not reverse until it clears out strong buy side or sell side liquidity. The same thing happened on Dow. Price did a deeper retracement inside the fair value gap from the daily chart on Dow, right? And seems like our pattern that I taught inside my day 2 repeated again on CPI, right? This is the exact model that I gave you guys in my day 2 as a turtle soup profile. And what did I told you guys? That we'll wait, we see liquidity in both sides, we'll wait to see which side gets delivered first, and after that we'll target the next one. You cannot trade CPI, but this is what gives us a good confirmation that how our model works and how price delivers liquidity. So beautiful delivery towards buy side. How many points? We're still going up. 200, I believe it will go even higher. Now let's look at Dow real quick. And the weekly chart. Right, we are aggressively trading inside this weekly fair value gap. So now that price is trading inside here, okay, this fair value gap will give me a good idea where price can potentially go. So I'm gonna quickly measure this fair value gap and put the measurement here. And if I go to the daily chart, we have our 20-day, 40-day high all the way up here, but not expecting again price reaching all the way up here. We do have a strong PT area alongside with these order blocks here, right? Bearish order blocks. So let's see if price, if these order blocks holds. If not, we do have an inversion that is at SMR. Okay, and this is what I taught you guys inside my day 3 in 3-day workshop. SMR inversion at SMR is very powerful, and it shows like a very good reaction in price. So we'll see if price is reaching all the way up at this level, and let's keep an eye. Let's see what price is doing here. So we reached inside the deep premium from our weekly chart, right? Our deep premium, as you guys can see, this is the upper quadrant of the measurement of the weekly fair value gap. That's why I don't trade any high impact news, okay? It's not tradable. The folks who are trading high impact news, they basically don't make money, and then gamblers. I'm not a gambler. So what happened on gold? Man, gold is like respecting my analysis more than Dow and NQ, right? Exact level, the reversal. I told you guys that this is a good level. This is a, what did I told you guys? The price coming down, hitting the 0.5%, hitting the breaker from here is a high probability setup, right? You cannot trade it, but you can gain experience from it. The same way price will deliver again the day after that, the next week. Price hit the 0.5%, move towards buy side, hit the inversion, and it even going higher as we have multiple targets here. So on gold we were right, and on NQ and ES the delivery happened towards buy side after clearing out the sell side liquidity right here. What did I told you guys? That if price is clearing out the relative equal high first, we'll go lower. If price is clearing out the relative equal low first, we'll go higher. And seems like price cleared out the relative equal low, so we moved higher. Now let's go to 1 minute chart, and very good reaction from the upper quadrant, right? Upper quadrant showed a very good reaction, but we'll wait for our 850 to 910 macro, and after that we'll look for a setup. So at CPI, what I do when price generates a big fair value gaps like this, I measured the whole range like this, and I target basically like 0.5% and 0.25. So we'll see if price is presenting us any setup here. Now all we can do is wait for price to show us something inside 850 and 920. So now is the period where you show the patience to the market. Some craziness on EU. Yeah, CPI will bring volatility on every pair. The same logic, the same narrative that we had on Dow and NQ is also repeated on Forex, right? EU. So now let's go to 30 second and let's see what price is doing here. Okay, we'll look for our setup on 30 second. But the narrative that we build on 30 second is also applicable on 3 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 15 minute, even on all the way to the weekly chart and the monthly chart. Price moves the same way it does on weekly, it does on 1 minute chart, it does on 30 second, it does on 15 seconds chart. There's no difference between how price delivers on the higher time frame and lower time frame. On lower time frame, we basically have a little bit more like candles, and that's what makes people think like, okay, lower time frames, even the seconds are choppy. It's not. You will have to wait for price to get inside a certain time period and then look for a setup. What people do, they look for setup all the time, and that's what you shouldn't be doing when you are trading on lower time frame. That's why we have macros to trade on lower time frame, and that's what gives us a good confirmation what price will do. Change your background to light gray. The white one is too bright. It's okay, I'm gonna stick with the white one. I like it. So the fair value gap here and more relative equal lows. We wanna see which side price generates strong liquidity and leaves it, okay? Suppose price generated a lot of relative equal lows and it left it, and we are trading inside 850. then we can target the relative equal lows. Okay, the high probability target will be on sell side because price delivered towards buy side aggressively. Even on NQ, price cleared out higher time frame buy side liquidity. If I go on NQ and take a quick look at the daily chart, what do you guys see? The 40-day high on NQ got cleared out. So this is a good point for reversal. This is the 40-day high. Oh, this swing high is still intact. So we'll see what price does here. This at this swing high. One minute. $60-day high is right above. 60-day high got cleared out. We have 40-day high above us. And let's take a look on gold. Okay, we still have 10 minutes, 20 minutes before our macro gets started. So let's take a look on gold and let's see what gold is doing right now. Right, so let's see if gold still has higher time frame targets. So gold hit the inversion that I gave you guys as the level, and gold hit the order blocks right here. So we can possibly see a good resistance from these order blocks towards sell side. Let's go to 1 minute chart. So what I will do, okay, what I will expect to see here is price forming a breaker, then coming down, hitting the breaker and going lower. So how far price will go lower? Well, we can target the 0.5 and the lower quadrant right here. Okay, so these two levels, I'm gonna keep an eye on this because this is a very big gap, and we'll see what price it does, or eventually if price is reaching all the way down here or not. So another one, this is our lower quadrant, 0.25%. So seems like price is going up. If price goes up above the swing high, we'll have a trade idea from these down close candles. So we'll see what price does here. Okay, and when price is going towards buy side, do you guys see price generated relative equal low? That means what? It's a strong liquidity. So what I believe, price will come down from at gold. Okay, price will go below this breaker here, and when price clears out the swing high, keep an eye on this inversion which is at Reaper. Okay, this price leg, this is what I mentioned as a Reaper because this gives us an early entry inside the breaker, and that's what I taught inside my 3-day workshop in day 1, how to take early entries by using a breaker. Okay, we take entries when price goes below a breaker, but there's also a way to take an entry by using the first leg, the second leg, and the third leg of a breaker. Same information here on Dow, right? Generated relative equal low. So let's see if price goes above this swing high, above this buy side liquidity, and does another stop hunt. So this is our buy side liquidity. So possibly this is gonna be our Tuesday high, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this. Okay, the analysis that I shared with you all on my Telegram. So let's take a look on there. Let's put our Telegram. And what did I told you guys here? Price going towards buy side liquidity first. Okay, I was expecting to see price respecting this gray shaded box, which is our inversion, sorry, which is our fair value gap from the daily chart. So I was expecting price respecting it, but price went even higher, but our analysis still stays the same. We have more strong liquidity right here, so we'll see. We are still trading inside our Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so far the expectation is happening the way I'm thinking. Price delivering buy side liquidity first at CPI and then coming lower throughout the week. So we'll see what happens. Okay, folks, your fluency is amazing, your skill is unquestionable. Thank you, Kaiser. Just getting in. Wow, had a big poop already. Nice. Okay, who blew their account at CPI? Who traded the CPI? The folks who did that. Okay, trust me, you will never make money, consistent money in trading. If you are trading CPI and thinking like you can make consistent money by trading CPI, you are full of shit. Okay, trading is not for you. Go and do gambling. Okay, go on a casino. You will win better than you win on CPI. Crypto macro is different time zones. Yes, it has different time zones, and yeah, crypto and forex macro, they are different. Forex has different macros that I consider as high probability. Crypto has different macros that I consider as high probability. But on crypto, macros don't usually work most of the time because crypto goes in a consolidation for a long time. Okay, you'll see like for 10-20 days crypto is just consolidating inside a range. So when crypto is ranging, the macros most likely won't work. The macros work when crypto is trending, and it is trending now, right? Let's take a look on Ethereum. We have so much time in between before our macro gets started, right? So Ethereum came lower, and we are expecting lower prices. Bitcoin has a good reversal from here. Okay, all I'm looking for on crypto, price going below this swing low, below this fair value gap. Okay, we do have a breaker here. We have a higher high, new higher high, so this down close candles becomes our breaker. Price hit the breaker, fill the fair value gap. We have unfilled fair value gap down here, and the relative equal lows, which is a SMT, by the way, but I'm expecting to see this SMT getting taken out. So we'll see. Once price goes below this fair value gap on BTC, I'll look for setup. Until then, I'm waiting to see how price behaves. Okay, so the retails, they're gonna think like, okay, price will go higher, even higher, and they will target this swing high, but they don't see the breaker here that price didn't respect it before. And this is a strong high probability setup. The folks who have been watching me or has a good idea about ICT breaker, when price generates a fair value gap, when it's going below the breaker, when it's closing a candle's body below the last down close candle and generates a fair value gap, it works as a strong high probability model for us. And this is what repeating here on weekly chart, right? Price came up, right? And that's what we want to see. Price generate when price is coming up, hitting the fair value gap, we want to see price generating strong sell side liquidity. And that's what makes our model a high probability model. We are not just looking for a pattern randomly and trading it. We want to see certain things when price is generating our model, and even before that. So price generated our model here, right? Price came down, hit our discount level right here. Price is going up, and we know that this is a good point for price to reach, and we expect to see price generating sell side liquidity, strong sell side liquidity in a form of unfilled fair value gap, relative equal high, relative equal low, and trend line liquidity. and all three are visible here. You can see a clean trend line liquidity that price is respecting. If you put your line here, and I don't know how people use it, but basically that's how they use it, right? The trend line. I don't know much about it. So here trend line broke, right? Price was respecting the trend line. Then trend line got broken, price generated relative equal lows, and that's a good buying for the retails because that's a double bottom. But I never saw any retail sharing their execution by executing here or using a double bottom or triple top. I never saw that. It's all good in theory. All the retails, what they share is on hindsight, on replay mode, or like they will put this. Okay, I don't know how people even trust this. They will put this and they will show, okay, this is where the double bottom was and this is where I bought without an execution mark, without sharing anything, and that's what people trust, and that's what makes money, right? The courses. So the double bottom is good in course, and we see the double bottom as a target because this is a strong liquidity, and multiple times throughout the last week I showed you guys how price respects these double bottoms as a target. Okay, price gravitates back towards these levels again and again, because what, this is the retail stop. A retail may not bought here all the way down here because they lack precision, but they may be bought here with a stop loss down here. They may bought here with a stop loss down here. So this is a good level for Bitcoin to reach all the way down at this one. Okay, and we have these strong fair value gaps, right, alongside with this order block. So for price to reach all the way down here, price will have to go below this fair value gap first. Once price goes below this fair value gap on weekly chart, we can use this one as a inversion. So my whole idea for the next couple of months on Bitcoin is already inside my mind. If I see the pattern the way I want to see, only then I will take a trade and hold it, okay, on crypto. So how am I expecting it? So suppose this is the midway of the fair value gap, right? So we can expect to see a potential rejection towards buy side, price showing a good rejection, then going below the fair value gap, right? What people wanna see is like price going below the inversion, retesting it, and immediately going down. But that's what price doesn't do. Price will consolidate. It's crypto consolidates. After price closes candles body below the inversion, it will trick the ICT traders that price is using this fair value gap as a support, and it will consolidate, generate more liquidity, right, like this, and then eventually price will come down here because price hit a fair value gap at a deep premium, and we can expect to see a reversal as we have potential high probability targets. So does it make sense? And that's how I get my narrative from the chart before price does it. Okay, now let's go to how do you place your stop loss on the turtle soup entry. I already shared it inside my bootcamp, so to know that you will have to join my bootcamp. Okay, now let's see what Dow is showing us. We are still going higher. Is it SMT with NQ? Seems like it is, right? Higher high on NQ, lower high on Dow, still generating trend line liquidity, and that means what? Price will gravitate below these lows again. $8.52. Yes, DDS also had a SMT. Okay, yes is yet to clear out this swing high. So what I believe on Dow, okay, what I believe on Dow is like Dow will come up here, as I told you guys that I want to see a breaker forming here, as well as on the gold. The same analysis is valid on gold. Okay, so gold rejected without generating a breaker, right? I wanted to see gold going above the swing high, then coming down. So as long as price has these relative equal lows intact and gold going higher, going above the swing high, This down close candle will be your highest probability breaker to execute from. What do you see? Gold going higher, right? Once gold goes above this swing high, you will wait for price to reach below this down close candle, do a small retest, and you will have to execute first very fast. Okay, we'll have to react fast with the price, because once price goes below the breaker brings speed in price delivery, and this is what you want to see in gold. Okay, and without experience, I believe like it's very hard to execute using a breaker. So trendline liquidity, right? Price cleared out the swing high. I want to see Dow dropping from here at this level. Dow cleared out the swing high. So let's see if Dow drops from this level right here. So seems like NQ has a good reaction, right? From this level. NQ showing a better reaction. And this is a very strong liquidity levels, folks, like these relative equal lows. Equal low right here. So we'll wait and see how price does it. And we are still waiting for a good setup to present itself, okay? But if I was trading, okay, I will wait. I'll consider waiting. But this is a good turtle soup entry, as we have trendline liquidity right here. And as price cleared out a swing high after aggressive delivery, we can expect to see price coming lower from this level and clearing out the liquidity levels from here. And we are also trading inside a macro that I don't personally trade, 850 to 910. My high probability macro is the only one, 920 to 940. If I had to trade inside one macro for my whole life, okay, I'll choose 920 to 940, and that's enough for me. I have a lot of macros to look for a setup, but I don't. What I believe is like the less is more. The less you will trade, the higher your win rate will be, the lower your emotions will be. So let's see what price does, okay? NQ daily equal high. For price to reverse, it will have to clear out strong liquidity first. Jam. You think NQ is trying to reach for the daily volume imbalance? We'll see. If NQ is showing a good reaction after clearing out the sell side liquidity from here, the relative equal lows from here, I believe we'll see a good reaction towards buy side. But this is what will give us a bias, okay? We are waiting to see what NQ does here. And if NQ is clearing out this level or not, I'm gonna wait for 920 to 940 macro before I think about any execution. I'm gonna wait for 920 to 940 macro, and this is what will give me a good bias. Hawk Eye, I already did my analysis on NQ when I started my stream. I don't trade with a specific bias, okay? I trade on liquidity levels, and that's how I do it. NQ seems risky to short till I'm not giving you a signal, Jimmy. So it's on you what you do. I'm doing what I believe price will do. Oh my god, these are these people. Euro USD. Which news are tradable? I don't trade any news basically, but I did trade at PMI, PMI is not as volatile as other newses, so yeah. But mostly I avoid trading inside news or even before that, okay? So this is a good turtle soup setup forming here. We'll keep an eye on this. Brother, you were blocked. So let's see, like if price is clearing out this level first before 920, okay, we can expect to see another reversal happening towards buy side, but I want to see price clearing these levels out, okay? And if price is doing that inside 920 to 940, we can take a long targeting the high, the swing high that is on 15870, okay? But price will not reverse, okay? I don't know why it's so hard for Jimmy to understand. Price will not reverse until it clears out strong liquidity. Where do you see strong liquidity? Below here. It's a trend line liquidity. So for price to move higher, it will have to clear out these lows first, okay? We are not expecting price going all the way down here. We do not trade just by looking at a pattern. We trade by seeing how price generates liquidity. As I told you guys, price will do the same delivery as it does on buy side and sell side, okay? In a day, it's a 50-50. Price will deliver 50% buy side, 50% sell side every single day. The ratio is 50-60 like this. It never goes like price is delivering 80% buy side and 20% sell side. Everything is delivered equally. So if price is delivering every liquidity inequally, I can have high probability setup in both sides of the marketplace. Buy side, sell side. So for that, I will have to understand from where price is gonna go according to the delivery of the liquidity, how price generates liquidity. So what I told you guys, like Jimmy, I know you are here for the first time. You do your own analysis, okay? Don't share your analysis with me. I'm looking at the chart levels. I'm explaining everything, what I believe will happen. So you do your own analysis. There's nothing to share here on chat, okay? If you believe price will reach for the high, yeah, stick with it. It's your analysis. It's not mine, okay? What I believe, price is gonna go lower and then move higher, and we'll wait to see if price is showing us signals that it wanna go higher or not. Because when you share your analysis, that what comes in my mind, right? I'm looking at your analysis and I already have an analysis. So it's not good. Like that's why I don't believe in like chats, group chats for a trade, because it never improves your skill. Your skill in trading is a solo journey. You improve it by doing the analysis yourself, okay? Yes, you will get it wrong. Yes, it will happen, but that's what builds your experience. That's what you need in trading. When you are looking at other people's analysis and like, okay, he's saying, okay, price will go higher. I see a fair value gap here with a order block, and you are not expecting that. And he is right. So what will happen inside you is like you'll think, okay, he's a good trader, and no one gets in that level without experience, right? TFT Cooper, OMG, TFT did not give the shadow for me to enter gold for long while Owanda data provided the lower wick. Yeah, gold is very manipulative, trust me, Cooper. Like I don't trade on gold because of that, because it shows different pairs in different charts. Sorry, different movements in different charts with different brokers. When do you use, if ever, use the ICT price levels 20, 50, 80 and 100? Thanks. I do use that. Okay, you will heard me saying, okay, this is a good level for reversal. This is a good price level. I'm also watching that at the price level, but it's happening inside my subconscious mind. When I was a beginner, I used to mark the levels like 20, 80. Now not anymore. Just like I don't put a fib here to see where's the discount, where's the premium range. Well, with your experience, your subconscious mind shows you that, okay, this is 700 level and it's coming right exactly at this relative equal low. So what I know that 7 0 0 20 40 80, these levels are good for support resistance, right? So I already identified a relative equal low, and I know their price will not reverse until it clears out strong liquidity, and the strong liquidity is here. So I also have the liquidity supporting my idea, then I also have the price level that is supporting my idea. So what do you guys see here? Price is coming down, but it's at the same time it's generating relative equal highs, and that means what? That means that at 920 to 940, inside this time period, we can potentially see a good trade forming here. Okay, that will target the buy side liquidity. If these levels are staying intact until 930, we can target these levels. Okay, but for us to target this level, price will have to clear out the relative trendline liquidity from here first. If price is not doing that, suppose price is going up, clearing out the buy side liquidity from here, so what I believe, the Judas will happen lower. TFT, gold is consolidating, gold is running, right? Yeah, it's consolidating even here. That's why I told you guys, see how experience serves you. I never traded on gold, but what did I told you guys? That wait for price to clear out a swing high. So another high probability model is forming here. Okay, and this is what I consider as a turtle soup model. Price generated what? Dale, do you see that? The folks who are inside my 3-day workshop, I already shared this model, how to trade it, and we basically see this pattern repeating every single day. Inside our macro, at our macro, I'm not gonna check EU. The folks who are asking for EU, every one of you are getting banned. So we have relative equal high here, and then relative equal low down here, right? So what can be your trade idea? You'll wait to see what side gets delivered first, okay, and then target the opposite direction. So suppose the equal high is getting taken out, how will you manage your stop loss? This is what I shared inside my 3-day bootcamp, how to manage a stop loss in this scenario. So you will wait and see what price does. If price is clearing out the equal low first, you will wait for price to hit the 0.5%, 0.25%, and then push a button that will target the buy side liquidity up here. If price is clearing out the equal high first, right, you will target the relative equal low and you will put your TP at the 0.5%, or take a partial here, take a partial here, and ultimately target the 0.25%. And this is the best way to trade. And this setup is good for a turtle soup entry. I had a question, what does it mean when we have SMT regarding weaker pairs? Example, NQ is weaker. Does this indicate the direction? Like if ES and YM are hitting equal high and equal low and NQ isn't. Okay, so equal high and equal low, I know what you are telling me. If you have equal high and equal low visible in all pairs, all of 3 pairs, and there's no SMT, that's a strong target. Okay, keep that in your notes. When you have relative equal high visible in all 3 pairs, that's a very strong target. But when you have equal, suppose you have equal high on Dow and ES, and NQ didn't, then it's a SMT. Okay, price will go lower. Once price delivers, hits a discount PDA, price will reverse back to these levels. Okay, that's how I see it. How did you get so ruthless? I love it. What's the point of becoming humble here? The humble, they don't make money. You'll have to be ruthless in trading, right, Wendy? You'll have to fight with yourself. You'll have to fight with your emotion. And the people here, they're breaking it. They're putting emotion inside me. I'm not gonna analyze every single chart and get confused by that. My high probability is looking at one pair, max 2, and trading inside it. So why am I gonna waste my peace of mind by looking at other people's chat? What they're basically doing is asking for a signal. So suppose I'm humble here and I'm doing analysis on EU. So suppose my analysis is wrong on EU. So who will have the emotional impact? The folks who asked me, or the emotional impact will happen inside me? Of course it will happen inside me because my analysis got wrong on EU, right? So I'm only gonna look at the pair that is high probability to me, that where I know that I can be right more than I'm wrong. I'm not gonna do analysis on the pair that I never traded. It's as simple as this. So we cleared out the outer buy side liquidity from here. We generated more equal highs, right? So let's see what price does. Okay, we had our 850 to 910 macro, but no setup inside the macro, right? 850 to 910. We have another macro, 920 to 940, and what did I told you guys? If I had to choose one setup for the whole life, I will go with 920 to 940. Why? Look what price is doing here. Rather than looking for a signal from me, look how I'm analyzing my chart, how I'm doing it in front of you, what levels, how I'm watching chart. Okay, price is generating constantly liquidity before 930, right? So what's the high probability here? Price clearing out one direction first. We don't know it yet where price will go. Okay, we don't know it yet. We want to see price showing its hand to us, and it will do so most of the time inside 920 to suppose 928. Inside this time period, you will have a clean setup visible with an entry. Okay, so that's what we do. That's what time and price means. You wait to see how price is generating strong liquidity, and once price gets inside your time period where you know that price can potentially make a setup that it did before. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for. Okay, a lot of you are asking me about the IPTA indicator. This is the indicator, anchored IPTA. I believe if you search it on indicators, you will find it. It's the best indicator on IPTA. Okay, we have another one that 2 degrees made, but I don't like that one much compared to this one. It's so simple. You will just have to put the indicator according to the theory, the way our mentor taught us, and after that it basically shows us the high of the 60-day, the 40-day, and the 20-day. It's so simple. So do you guys see that on 30-second? As you can see, we have a lot of buy side liquidity. So if price is coming down, right, and clearing out the equal low first, we'll have a clean analysis that price will go towards buy side liquidity next. But if price is clearing out the buy side liquidity first, and it has this trendline liquidity intact, we can target the trendline liquidity. Does it make sense? It's so simple. It's so simple when you are waiting for setup, when you are waiting for price to show its hand first. So let's look at gold. Someone is talking about gold. Okay, Not yet. So once price does that, okay, this is a turtle soup entry right here, turtle soup. As I told you guys, I want to see gold going lower from here. This is the highest probability model that I taught inside my 3-day workshop in day 2, and you guys saw me repeating and calling market by using the same pattern again and again without any hindsight. Okay, when price was here, I told you guys, wait to see which side gets taken first, then target the opposite direction. See how simple it is? There are more rules inside it, and you will find it inside my 3-day workshop. Now let's see if gold is going lower. We want to see gold going lower from this level. Okay, what is this level? 1960. So seems like a good level. Now the question is how to manage your stop loss here, because you don't see a PD area here, right? You don't see a fair value gap here. So this is what I also shared inside my 3-day workshop, how to manage your stop loss in these scenarios. Now let's go back to Dow, and we want to see a formation like this. Okay, we want to see price repeating a formation like this that it did on gold. I want to see price doing the same thing on Dow. So we'll wait and see if Dow is eventually doing it or not. 9:14, 5 minutes before we get inside our macro, and seems like what, price is clearing out the equal low first, right? And if it's doing that, we can target the buy side liquidity. So we'll wait. NQ is so close to this swing high, right? So the high probability setup will be like price going lower on NQ, clearing out the equal low and then moving higher, right? This can be a good target. This buy side liquidity up here, and we'll see for price to reverse and clear out the buy side liquidity, it will have to clear out the relative equal low first, and then I believe price will reverse. Okay, so this can potentially give us a turtle soup entry. As you guys can see, the pattern is the same thing that I showed you guys on gold. The same thing is repeating here on NQ. Do you guys see that? The formation is different. On gold is like consolidation, right? But on NQ is mixed trend line and relative equal low. So we'll wait and see what Dow and NQ does. But the pattern itself is visible here. So how can we take a turtle soup entry here? If suppose NQ is coming all the way down here inside our 920 to 940 macro, and as soon as price goes below this relative equal low, we can take a trade by entering here, managing our stop loss accordingly with this fair value gap, and targeting all the way up here, or 2R, or up here, or eventually up here. So we'll see. But if NQ is clearing out the equal high first, okay, and the high of the buy side liquidity from here first, we will still have another trade idea which will deliver liquidity down here. So we'll see. It's not like we'll miss the trade. When will we have no trade idea? Suppose the Judas is happening like this, or 930 delivery in both sides. This is when we will have no trade idea, but we'll see. I'm not expecting a seek and destroy delivery today at 930. I'm not expecting that. We had a seek and destroy delivery at 9:30 yesterday, right? Day before CPI. Keep that on your note. Day before CPI, 9:30 delivery. Most of the time happens with seek and destroy. And at CPI, the 9:30 delivery respects our analysis. It delivers clean liquidity. So we'll see what price does here today. Very choppy market, right? Very choppy delivery after CPI. Yeah, daily volume imbalance on NASDAQ too. So we'll see, like, the high probability is price clearing out the equal low first and then moving towards buy side, the relative equal high, because we have buy side liquidity on higher time frame, right? But we'll see what they do. Is it by 2 degrees? The IPTA one? I believe he had 2 for the IPTA, to show IPTA. I don't know what's the name of the author here. Let's see. Who's the author? ICT anchored IPTA ranges. Yeah, it's by 2 degrees as well. Okay, so he's the author, okay? ICT anchored IPTA ranges, and this is how it shows here, anchored IPTA. So the name is different, right? That's why you guys couldn't find it. Here it shows anchored IPTA, but here it shows ICT anchored IPTA ranges. So if you are not including like ICT, you won't find it. Very, very choppy delivery, right? So we'll see how 9:30 delivers. Okay, if price is not getting cleaner before 9:29, I believe 9:30 will be like very aggressive, and that's what I don't want to see. I want to take a trade, and if price is delivering aggressively, I probably won't. Most of the time, okay, I prefer to take entry inside 920, 940 macro, okay, before the 9:30 delivery. I don't take the trade after the Judas. I take trade before the Judas happens, by predicting where the Judas will deliver. Very, very rangy market, very choppy delivery here. It's 922. I want to see price getting cleaner, okay, before 9:30. If it does that, we'll have a high probability setup. Let's wait. More and more liquidity towards sell side, right? These relative equal lows. So let's see if the Judas is happening towards buy side. the next delivery will happen, the swing, Judas swing, the after delivery, the delivery after Judas will happen towards sell side. So we'll see how price reacts, and if what did I told you guys, if price is delivering towards buy side liquidity first, we'll target the sell side. If price delivers towards sell side liquidity first, we'll target towards buy side. So seems like price is moving towards buy side first, right? On NQ we do have a higher time frame buy side liquidity, so once price clears it out, we can expect to see a reversal happening from this buy side liquidity. So we'll keep an eye on this one. This liquidity level is coming at 15,860. So as you guys can see, price moving towards where first? Buy side liquidity first, right? And it's leaving all the relative equal lows down here. $9.25, 4 minutes before the liquidity gets delivered. So they both are moving towards buy side, and that's what I want to see. Okay, I want to see NQ clearing out the equal high as well as the buy side liquidity from here, and then moving lower, as we will have very strong liquidity down here. Okay, so let's see what NQ shows us. The HYDRA, does fair value gap expire? Yes, it expires, but after some time. Mostly I use a fair value gap 3-4 times, 5 max. Okay, the same fair value gap to get support from. After that, I don't use it. So a fair value gap can be used multiple times on higher time frame. So it's the same for higher and lower time frame. The max that I'm using the old fair value gap is 5 times. After that, what I found is like it makes my chart choppy. Price still respects the old fair value gap, but at the same time, price is generating new fair value gaps, right? So I choose to look at the new ones once I'm done looking at an old fair value gap for 5th time. Hope it makes sense, right? When does fair value gap gets invalid on higher time frame? I answered it just now. $9.27, 3 minutes. 3 minutes before. 3 minutes and we'll see a crazy volatility again. And do you guys see how this level, how clean this level is? This is like a full of liquidity and retail stops. Equal low, relative equal low all the way down here again. Multiple liquidities down here. So and see NQ is just manipulating more, and Dow is clearing out the buy side liquidity from here. So let's see on 50-minute chart if Dow has a potential reversal PDA right here, other than this big fair value gap. We are trading here and we do have a fair value gap right here, right? And as soon as price hits this fair value gap, price will also clear out the relative equal high. So let's mark it clear quickly, extend it out on time, and Dow cleared out the buy side liquidity from this level, right? So let's see if Dow hits this fair value gap from 50-minute chart and then goes lower. And if it does that, we will have a setup, okay? We are still waiting for price to show its hand before pushing any button. So price delivered liquidity multiple times here, right? And NQ is still looking choppy. So we have a fair value gap here, right? So this fair value gap will give us a little bit more confirmation. 59 and delivery happen lower, even lower. So very aggressive delivery towards sell side, not that aggressive, right? So let's see if price hits this fair value gap, comes back up and hits this fair value gap. If it does that, and if NQ is clearing out the buy side liquidity from here, we can target the sell side liquidity. We are still waiting, okay? We are still waiting for a setup. We have a BPR here. At the same time, we have another relative equal high. So we'll see what price does, okay? What I wanted to see is price hitting this fair value gap before dropping. And it just dropped after clearing out the buy side liquidity from here. We are waiting. We still have another macro, folks, okay? Don't get impatient and lose and get impulsive and push your button here. Don't do that. We are waiting. We still have another macro for price to show its hand, okay? We have this buy side liquidity up here again in a form of relative equal high, and price generated more relative equal low down here. So I believe we'll have a good trade idea if price hits this fair value gap, because this is unfilled on the 15-minute chart. NQ very choppy 930 delivery, right? Very choppy 930 delivery compared to Dow. Dow did a better delivery. So the trade idea on Dow will be something like this: price hitting the fair value gap, and then we can put our stop loss here. But this trade idea is not valid if Dow is clearing out the liquidity first. And 2R from here is like very, very low. We can target like 3R all the way down here. So we'll see what happens, okay, folks? We'll see what happens. Dow is moving lower, clearing out the relative equal lows. Sorry, are you waiting for markets symmetrical to take a trade? Yes, basically I'm waiting for that before taking a trade. But price showed a good reaction from the BPR here, right? So, and the NQ still has this relative equal high intact and the buy side liquidity intact. So I believe we will have another potential trade idea from the equal high, targeting the equal high and the buy side liquidity up here. The BPR and inversion is not the same, okay? The BPR, do you guys see that how price gravitated back to these relative equal lows? Yes, we didn't push the button, but we saw it, how price delivered. Price left these relative equal lows, and that's what I told you guys. That's what I've been telling you guys since the beginning when I started my stream. Price will generate constant liquidity levels before 9:30, and at 9:30 price will clear these levels out. So NQ, we don't have any clean breaker other than these down close candles here. Okay, all of these down close candles I'm gonna mark like 0.5%, and price generated a fair value gap here, right? We are trading inside our macro, but I'm still gonna wait, okay folks? It's not like I'm getting sad because I didn't push the button here. I can spot the same setup again tomorrow, the day after that. The skill that I built it, the patience that I built it inside me, it keeps repeating and telling me that wait for price to show its hand, wait for price to show what you believe as a high probability, and only then after that you will push a button. So we have a fair value gap here. Okay, that's what we want to see when we see a displacement inside the breaker. Okay, but I believe I'm not gonna push the button here from this fair value gap because I believe price will reach for this 50-minute high, as we have the relative equal highs intact on the NQ. And let's see folks, okay, what price does. We have multiple macros to trade from. So price respected the breaker here. This is our breaker. I don't get sad when I miss a setup, okay? Because I know inside my macros price will repeat these setups again and again. Okay, the breaker, I know what price will do before the macro. I know what price will do inside the macro, and if I see the high probability condition inside that repeating, I'm not gonna hesitate to push the button. And that's what I don't see here. It's a choppy delivery. Look at the delivery here. Sell side, buy side, sell side, buy side. And that's what I don't like to see. I want to see price aggressively delivering towards one direction until our targets get hit. Let's look at gold. What did gold do? I had multiple alerts on gold and seems like nothing got triggered. Okay, gold kept moving higher, right, from this level. And gold still has these relative equal lows up here. So this is like the first time I'm getting wrong in calling the market on gold. Multiple times before that, gold respected my analysis, and that's why I don't trade gold. Because look at this. Gold basically most of the time respects the retail theory, getting support from by generating double bottom, triple top, things like that. And that's what I don't see on market. I see these relative equal high and lows as a target. So NQ is clearing out the buy side liquidity. NQ still has relative equal lows, multiple relative equal lows. So once it does clears out this level, I believe we'll have a trade idea inside 950 macro. And if price forms a breaker here at 950, man, this is like the highest probability setup, and I'm gonna take it. I'm not now. Look at Dow. Do you guys see why I didn't push the button even after I saw the breaker, even after I saw the fair value gap? And I believe you guys saw the logic. Why am I waiting? I'm waiting for price to reach at this level as we have strong liquidity up here, this relative equal high. Price generated more relative equal low. So that's how experience serves you. Okay, experience tells you what is a high probability condition in the marketplace, what is not. And you don't get that if you don't tape read. If you are only thinking about constantly about entry, how to make money, if you are constantly thinking that, trust me, you will not go far in this industry. So nice to be patient and let price action show us what to do. Yes. So suppose I push the button here. What price is doing here is generating more emotion than profit, right? And that's what I learned by tape reading a lot for years to avoid. H12 I'm not gonna buy on gold as long as the relative equal lows are intact. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see like from where price can potentially reverse on gold. So let's see, we still have 10 minutes before our macro gets started. Let's identify a potential reversal zone on gold. So gold clear out this swing high, and it's relatively equal to this one, right? So what do I see here? A fair value gap, and we do have a breaker here. So I believe this level, this down close candle, is a good point for selling if gold is still moving towards buy side from this level. So the breaker here, me, if I was trading gold, I'm not gonna buy anywhere here. Why? As I can identify strong liquidity levels down here as well as a unfilled fair value gap. So what I want to see, gold clearing out the relative equal high, hitting the breaker, which is here, and the difference between this swing high and the breaker is like 6, what do you call this, points or pips or ticks? 6 points, right? 5 bars. I believe gold will reach up here and potentially will go lower from this level. We'll see what gold does. Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna put an alert and an alert as well here, because a lot of relative equal lows, folks. I'm not gonna buy if I see a formation like this on Dow, on NQ. I'm gonna wait for price to hit the higher time frame objective and then reverse. If it's showing me signals that it will reverse from here, only after then I'll push the button. And we'll keep an eye on this. Okay, let me know what you guys see. If gold is behaving the way we want to see, let me know, and after that we'll see like if it has a high probability setup or not. So see, the choppy delivery is generating what? Emotions inside you. The folks who are already inside this trade, they're thinking like, okay, is it gonna hit my stop loss or is it gonna hit my TP? And that's what I avoid when I'm taking a setup. My emotions should be in one direction. I want to see my target getting hit, and I'm only gonna push the button when I believe my target will hit with a high chance of probability. There's nothing 100% here, right? So we believe in probability, high probability. Buy gold, you are blocked. Buy US30. Why? I'm not gonna buy here. I'm gonna wait for a good selling opportunity, as I have relative equal low still here, still intact here, and price is constantly generating what? Trendline liquidity. And that's what I taught inside my A3-day workshop, that before price gets inside a macro, it will generate targets, and that's what you want to see. without a target, your setup is not gonna become high probability. You will have to spot a high probability target to identify a high probability model. What's your background music name? I don't know, Sufyan. I generated it with AI because that's what gives me copyright free music. I basically don't know the name of it. US500, yeah, the same analysis that I do on Dow, it goes for the same on ES. Okay, so see, NQ moving towards buy side, it generating more relative equal lows, and I want to see NQ clearing it out this level, which is at 1560, 15860, and then moving towards sell side inside our 950 macro. Okay, if I don't see a setup inside 950, that's gonna be an end for our today's stream, and we'll see what happens. Check out Lofi Girl, no copyright, you credit them. Really? Yeah, I need music. Before I was using music from other creators, and there it was like, okay, it's a no copyright music, but still I was getting a copyright issue even after putting their name in my description, even after giving them the credit. But I'm gonna check out Lofi Girl. Let's see what Lofi Girl. NQ crossing, so NQ cleared out the buy side liquidity from here. Yeah, seems good. The Lofi Girl. Yeah, I'll check it out. Thanks for the recommendation, Jules. So see, Dow is moving towards what? The relative equal higher. So the trade idea will be like this. We are still 5 minutes away before hitting our macro. Okay, if price is hitting this level first and we are not inside our macro, don't get sad. We'll still have a trade idea by using these down close candles as a breaker. Do you guys see these down close candles? Yes, and so this is what can potentially work as a breaker. I'm not gonna push the button here before we get inside our macro, and we can target all the way down here from this level. So let's see if price is hitting this level inside our macro. We are 4 minutes away to get inside macro. NQ also cleared out the buy side liquidity from higher time frame, right? So what I believe, NQ will go lower from this level, but we are still waiting. We have a good analysis on Dow compared to NQ. So let's see what they both do. Market maker sell model 1 minute NQ, is that right? Yeah, seems like that. Yeah. So price hit this level. Price hit the fair value gap here, right? This is the 50-minute fair value gap, and we have been waiting to see price hitting it, but we are not inside our macro. So wait for price to get inside 950 and show us a potential setup. If we are not executing here, we still have a chance by using the breaker here. We'll put our stop loss above this swing high, above the candle's body, and we'll target 2R from here. And I believe even from this level, 2R is very high probability, and it will be easy to get. So let's wait, folks. Okay, let's wait. Don't get impulsive. Let's wait and see what price does. Okay, we are waiting for what? We are waiting for price to get inside 950 to 1010 macro. So price cleared out our equal high, did multiple stop on, and this is what this formation is also I taught inside my 3-day bootcamp in day 3 as a turtle soup model. Do you guys recognize it? Reggie, I believe you are inside my bootcamp. Dale, do you guys see the formation here? What is this? Sylvia, yes, but we are gonna wait. Okay, we are gonna wait for our macro, because as in our back testing session, right, I showed you guys how patience pays when you are executing inside the macro. So we'll wait. We are not gonna push the button before the macro, and I did it last week. Last week I pushed the button before the macro gets started, and you guys saw me losing hard. Right before the news gets delivered, I pushed the button. I was preaching like don't execute, and I forgot it, and I did it myself. So I'm not gonna repeat my mistakes again. Rather, I'm gonna wait and see what price does here. And okay, so another good opportunity that is coming here. We'll have another trade idea from this inversion once price goes below here. So see, why didn't I push the button here? Because we are not trading inside our macro. Inside our macro, that's when price reverses. Okay, at 9:55 around this time period, I saw that price reverses very beautifully. So this is not an inversion yet. Once price goes below this fair value gap, okay, it will become an inversion, but we are expecting this to become an inversion. So see how patient pays. When is price reversing? So inversion here, I want to see price going below, doing a little bit of retracement, okay, quickly like this, and going lower. So let's see if the pattern is repeating here. And once it does that, we'll have a trade idea with a stop loss above the swing high and targeting 2R, which I believe price will eventually provide us from this level. So we are still waiting. We have a fair value gap here, a small BPR right here. So price is coming down. I want to see price going below this fair value gap, okay, and closing a candle's body below it. If price is not closing a candle's body below this fair value gap, we don't have a trade idea. I want to see price rejecting from this BPR. This will confirm that price will go lower. And see, price didn't even hit the fair value inversion here. But at the same time, price generated more relative equal lows down here. So that's the indication from price. That means what? I want to go lower. Price is telling us that I want to go lower. I generated more targets as a signal for you to wait. And that's what I'm doing. NQ is looking cleaner, yes. Not so clean to me compared to Dow, but NQ, okay, if NQ goes higher, okay, from this level and goes above the swing high, we'll have a breaker here. We don't have a breaker yet, but NQ at the same time generated relative equal high here. Do you guys see this? Very good. I want to see a closure, candle's body closure below this inversion. And NQ is forming a breaker, right? We have a swing high here. And let's see if NQ goes higher. If it does that, these down close candles will become breaker. And we'll have a trade idea on NQ as well. So do you guys see that? Why I told you guys that I'm waiting for a candle's body closure below this inversion. As long as price is not doing that, it's not confirming our market structure shift. Okay, this is an advanced market structure shift. When price generates a fair value gap after clearing out a swing high, it's not just a random fair value gap. It has a specific rule, and if price is doing that, if price is following the rules that I believe price should, we'll have a trade idea, and this will confirm our advanced market structure shift, which it didn't happen yet. NQ forming a breaker. Damn, the delivery the delivery is aggressive today, right? After CPI. The delivery is choppy as well as a little bit aggressive. So we do have this fair value gap as well on 1 minute chart. Yeah, I believe once price goes below this inversion, closes the candles body below this fair value gap, we'll have a market structure shift. And we do have strong target, the relative equal low down here. We have this swing low and then ultimately this swing low right here. So NQ did another stop hunt and NQ generated a breaker. So once price goes below this breaker, okay, we'll have a trade idea by targeting 2R. We do have strong target in a form of relative equal low, but we are still waiting. We are still waiting for price to go below this fair value gap. And the folks who are inside my bootcamp and you are not understanding what I'm telling you here, watch day 2 lecture. At the end, I gave you guys 2 inversion profile and it is one of those. $9.54 and we are still waiting. See that choppy delivery? You want to do something here? I don't. I want to wait for price to go below the inversion. When we generated another equal high up here. And Q looking better, right? Even though the delivery is very low with volume. Price did another stop, and let's see if it comes down now. Gold has an inversion profile too. Gold and Q gold. Let's look at gold. NQ no, not yet. NQ has a relative equal high here, Cooper, at 1970 level. Until price clears out the relative equal high here, I would suggest you to wait and see if NQ if gold is clearing out this relative equal high. If you go on higher time frame, we'll see that at 1970 we do have a relative equal high. So multiple stop hunt. Even after that, even after our 3 dive pattern formed, we created another high and went above this one. Damn, look at the delivery today, right? Very low volume here. Candles are like so many candles at the same time, even inside our macros. We'll wait. Okay, we have another macro at 1020 to 1040. But we'll see what price does here. At what point do you think it's a trend day and not fight the new higher highs being made? Okay, that's a nice question. When price is not generating relative equal lows, when it's going towards buy side, I consider it as a trendy day. But if price is generating relative equal lows when it's going towards buy side, I don't consider it a trendy day. I want to see like price reaching down, clearing out the sell side, and then moving higher. That's what I believe. Okay, that's what I believe, and that's what I want to see. I'm still gonna wait for our next macro to provide an opportunity. I am not willing to buy in this condition, as we have more relative equal lows all the way down here, here, and here, and even on NQ we have trendline liquidity, right? So I'll wait. Maybe NQ going for the volume imbalance first. We do have a volume imbalance. Where is it? This one or this one? This volume imbalance is at what level? 1925. We'll see. Let's mark it 1922, and the volume balance is closing at 1949, 1950. We'll see what price does. Okay folks, we'll see what it does, and keep another pairs. So we had a breaker here. Price is constantly generating more trendline liquidity. Do you guys see that? Clean trendline liquidity. Yes, it's very clean. Even on NQ, it's very, very clean. And this is where I don't trade. Okay, this is a high resistance liquidity run. That's LR. What's that? This is HR high resistance liquidity run, and that's what we avoid in trading. We trade inside when price delivers liquidity like this in low resistance liquidity, and that's what we expect to see. Yeah, Dow closed above the 50-minute high, as well as NQ trending higher, even though we have relative equal lows down here. Where is Dow going? Okay, let's see. We do have an inversion here. Okay, on the daily chart, I showed it to you as a, was it from the daily or weekly chart? Where was it? Where is this inversion? I did mark it, right? So where was it? I don't see it here, but I do see the level that I marked here, the inversion. Anyway, I think I marked it wrong. So what I'm gonna do, do we have a fair value gap here on hourly chart? Yes, we do have this big fair value gap, and we are basically a bid. So let's see if price shows any reaction from here at this level and this level. This is gonna be the last line of defense for me to expect lower price. Okay, this level right here, 34,900. If not, okay folks, I have no interest to trade anymore today. Can you reply to my comment? What comment? Where is your comment? Bro, we are trying to short today, but what about the long opportunity missed before opening? It is 200 basis point run, guys. Any comment on that? Or ICT traders are only counter traders? This is a bullshit trader, quantum trading. So NQ didn't go lower, right? and here is still trading higher. We trade based targeting relative equal lows and highs. Okay, if we don't see price going all the way down here, this is our high probability model, targeting relative equal lows down here, targeting retail stops. Okay, last week when I targeted all of these, this noob here, eQuantum Trading, he wasn't here. He didn't saw us targeting this and getting multiple winning trades, getting into 4 consecutive winning days in a row by targeting these relative equal lows, right? You didn't see that. It's not like price will constantly every single day respect our theory. When price is not respecting our theory, we know that when it will, how it will. That's why I marked the inversion here, right? If price is going below this inversion, I will have a trade idea. Did price went below this inversion? No. So why would I long here when I can see the high probability targets right here, right? eQuantum. Price will, I don't know why it's so hard for you guys to understand. Price will not respect a theory every single day. But what is high probability? Targeting the relative equal lows. Today price is not doing that, but it will. Wait for the time. Okay, wait for the, did we take any entry today? Nothing, no entry. We know how to, suppose I was getting impulsive and pushing the button here, that was a signal for short, right? The 3 dive pattern. But did I told you guys that I'm pushing the button here? No, I told you guys I'm waiting to see price going higher, hitting our target. So if price is not doing what I'm expecting to see, why would I push the button? eQuantum Trading, watch us trade for a week, okay? eQuantum, and then you will understand why we wait. We have just been here for 1 day. That's what I believe. All he was saying like 150 basis point in 1 minute, bro. So he wanted to trade CPI. That's why he's still in my chat, right? He's still inside random people's stream. Damn, it all depends what your model is. If it fits your model, then take it, and just don't fit HYDRA's model today. Simple. Yeah, if it fits your model, do it. I'm waiting for my model to show the price, show me execution. Gold, see, I told you, Cooper, that wait for price to clear out the relative equal highs from here, right? So why did I told you that? Because this is a relative equal high that price generated here. Do you see this, Cooper? This is a swing high, this is another swing high, and price is yet to clear this one out, right? So as I told you guys, if I was trading on gold, I'll wait for price to clear out this relative equal high first and then coming lower. And today the delivery is very, very, very low with volumes. And okay, 9:50 to 10:10 price didn't show anything. We have another macro at 10:20 to 10:40. Okay, let's see. This is gonna the short is for tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not telling you to give me ideas. Okay, I have my own ideas. The folks who are telling me these ideas, you are getting banned anyway. So we have another macro, and this is gonna be the last macro. Then I'll look for a trade idea that is 10:20 to 10:40, and seems like price got rejected from the level I marked on 50-minute chart. This is something that I'll teach inside my mentorship, not yet. Okay, hourly chart. Let's see. Yeah, what was this blue shaded box? What was it? It was this swing low. Okay, once price fills this fair value gap, Okay, if price is not rejecting, I'm gonna drop a little bit of gem about this level. Okay, trust me, it's not anywhere outside of what I'm gonna share. I shared multiple profiles inside my 3-day bootcamp, and I can confidently tell you that no other mentor is teaching you that. Yes, it's based on ICT concept, but that's what I found from my experience. Go and watch the day 2 lecture. Go and watch the day 3 lecture. There are shits that is not outside. You won't see it outside of my community. So this is another thing. I'm gonna drop a little bit of gem, okay? Once price is not rejecting from the 0.5 level, the midway of a fair value gap, and price is going above that, from where can you expect to see a reversal happening at these levels? And this has a name, this has a rules, and it will come inside my mentorship, which will launch in December. So let's see what price does. We generated a fair value gap. We also have an inversion here, which is very small. I want to see price respecting this fair value gap. Okay, I want to see price respecting that, and NQ. Okay, NQ don't have any relative equal high up here, as you guys can see. So we can expect to see these two pairs dropping finally. So let's see what price does. High fair value gap on NAS 1 minute. On 1 minute, NAS has a yes. Okay, so NAS has a inversion fair value gap from here, and we are not inside our macro though. 1020 to 1040. This is where I'm gonna push the button. So I'm still gonna wait. But we have an inversion here after we cleared out the swing high. Price showed a good reaction from this inversion. So if you want to take the risk, okay, you can push the you can take a trade here with a stop loss above this fair value gap. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm still gonna wait, and you can target the relative equal lows down here or ultimately down here. Okay, you can take a partial once price goes below these relative equal lows. Why? Because we do have a fair value gap here alongside with this order block, right? So we'll wait and see what price does. Yes, this is what I taught inside my bootcamp as a market reversal macro 1020 to 1040. See, price is still moving higher. It generated more relative equal lows. This is why I'm tape reading, okay? I gave you guys a model. I gave you guys a whole market structure inside my 3-day bootcamp, but how will you know when price will respect it? How can you save yourself? And this is what I'm showing you. My experience, I'm giving it to you. See, I didn't push any button here. I didn't told you that this is a level that I'm expecting to see a trade happening. This is my stop loss. This is my TP. You didn't heard me say that today. Why? Because we are in a low probability condition according to our model. Our model is not getting respected. What is our model? Targeting the relative equal low, targeting unfilled fair value gap, which we have here. Relative equal low, more relative equal low. Even on 30-second, you can see that we have another one here. Why you select specific lows? Because these lows are relatively equal. See, NQ is respecting this inversion from the 1 minute chart, right? And NQ eventually is going lower from this level. That's what I told you guys, that if you want to risk the money, you can take an entry here. Yeah, did you heard me saying that before? Anytime? other than this one? No. I told you that this is a good entry for you to take. I'm not gonna push it. Then you can put your stop loss above this fair value gap, targeting 2 hour. You can take a partial once price goes below this level, these relative equal lows. I also told you why you should take a partial, because we have a BPR here, right? So this is a potential level for price to show a little bit of reaction, a little bit of support. We are not expecting like price going to the moon from this BPR. We're expecting lower prices, as we have, once we zoom out, as you can see, we have more trend line liquidity. And I believe from this level is 2 hour is like very, very easy. Price generated more relative equal lows. Man, 1020 to 1040, I believe, will provide us an opportunity. If it's not doing that, I'm getting done, okay? I'm getting done. There is a breaker forming on gold for a short. Can you clarify, Andrew? Okay, Andrew asked in a smart way, other than, okay, can I short here? Andrew, did you just join my stream right now? What did I told you guys? To wait to see price clearing out the relative equal low from here. Seems like Andrew is so impatient. Andrew, wait for price to clear out the relative equal low, and then you can look for a shorting trade idea. Price will not reverse until it clears out strong buy side or sell side liquidity. I don't know why you guys still wanna believe retail theory. Look at here, okay? Why did price reverse from this level? Because we had relative equal lows down here, right? And that's what I've been preaching all along, that price will not reverse until it clears out strong liquidity levels like this. So the same thing is repeating on gold. You have a relative equal high, right, on buy side liquidity. So you wait for price to clear out the buy side liquidity, the relative equal high, and then you short. Today's price action is very choppy compared to other days. Even on NQ, look, like I expect to see, once price fills a fair value gap, a inversion like this, I expect to see an immediate rejection towards sell side liquidity. And look what's happening today. Price is going lower, it's constantly generating more relative equal lows. That's why I'm not pushing button here. I need more confirmation. Once I see that, and I believe I'll see it inside 1020 to 1040, I'll have a good trade idea. CPI didn't messed up. Usually, okay, most of the time after CPI, we have good delivery, but we'll have to go back to what I told you guys before, that not every day price will respect a good theory. It's not gonna happen every day, okay? And we are not trading every single day. Why are you guys getting sad? I don't understand it. Like, your mentor is ICT, right? And what does he tells you? You to wait for your model. Every day is not a trading day. And see how I'm avoiding all of the setups that I'm seeing here, the false setup. CPI didn't mess up anything, okay? It will happen. Every single price delivers everything with equally, okay? Price will deliver, okay, we'll see after CPI, most of the time price is generating and respecting our logic, but sometimes you will see price is not doing that, like today. And that's the benefit of doing my live streams, okay? I can teach you by a theory, but if you don't see me doing it in front of you live, what I'm avoiding, what to avoid, what not to avoid, how will you understand? The theory is not enough. So we have another swing high here, right? Look at NQ, folks. You want to trade in this condition. See? Two minutes before our last macro that I'll tape read with you, 1020 to 1040. If I'm not seeing anything there, we are basically done for today. and we'll come back tomorrow as well and see what price does. Gold is also ranging right here. 1 minute, 3 minute. Okay, so gold hit the rejection block. We have a double top, right? So I'll keep an eye on this down close candle, because gold seems like respecting double top and double bottoms, right? So gold has lower target, this swing low. What I'll do, I'll tape read this setup, how gold delivers. If gold is respecting it the way it does most of the time, then price will go lower. And if gold is respecting our theory, like we want to see price clearing out the relative equal high first and then going lower, then we'll wait. Our high probability setup is here, not from this breaker here. Just because we see a pattern doesn't mean that we should be taking the trade. We should be taking the trade when we believe it's a high probability. So another relative equal high here. Is it SMT? Okay, it's not SMT. Well, it seems like SMT, right? Dow made a higher high, ES made a lower high, and then Q higher high here, and at the same time NQ hit the fair value gap here. 1020, we are inside our macro that I consider as a reversal, market reversal macro. So I want to see market reversing. Let's wait. 1 minute. Do we have a fair value gap here? Yes. So we do have another fair value gap that we want to see turn into an inversion, and this is what will give us a good bias. This will give us our advanced market structure shift. We still have this relative equal highs, but this is a SMT as well, so I'm trusting it. And let's see if price returns back to this inversion. If it does that, we'll have a trade idea, and this is the only trade I'm gonna take today. Let's see if price returns back to this inversion. Okay, we do have a volume imbalance here. If it's turning out to be a loss, I don't care. This is the only trade that I'm gonna take today. Okay, and let's see if price respect this inversion and goes lower. Expecting lower prices from this level. NQ did the SMT, generated the SMT. NQ had a better reaction to our sell side, right? From this level. I'm trusting it. We do have a relative equal high, but I'm trusting it because of the SMT. Now let's see if the SMT holds or not. And seems like price is going above this inversion. So NQ had a turtle soup setup here. I didn't see it before. Do you guys see that? NQ had a turtle soup setup. NQ generated equal high, equal low in both sides of the market. And it cleared out the equal high from here, then it moved to lower. Very choppy delivery, folks. Like, if this is not painting out, I'm closing the stream, and this is gonna be it for today. This is gonna be the it for today, and NQ accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Yeah, this is what happened on NQ. Did anyone spot it before I outlined it? If you did, then it's good. You are improving fast. So it seems like it's gonna hit our stop loss and not our mine. It just went above, right? And folks, so this is gonna be it for today. I took a trade, turned out to be a loss, and I'm accepting it. This is only one trade that I took, in my top step funded account with 0.5% risk. Okay, and seems like price came back up and is still moving higher. Price clear out the relative equal high. I'm still gonna wait. Okay, I'm still gonna see if price is basically reversing inside this 10-20 period, 10-20 to 10-40, and after that I'll close. Okay, let's see what price does. I'm glad that I only take one trade today. Okay, when I was trading like in these conditions before, I was blowing accounts here. Why? Because I was, every single time price was generating a fair value gap, I was executing. I came so far because of my patience that now I can identify, okay, this is a low probability condition and I'm gonna wait. And I waited for this setup to present itself. And that's how, before I was losing and blowing account. Now I lost only one trade. So this is an improvement for me. This is an improvement that I consider that happened inside me. Okay, because if you are honest with me and you are trading in this condition by following ICT concept, you're basically getting blown here, right? What does our mentor tell us? To target the relative equal low and relative equal high. You heard him saying multiple times, if there's a relative equal high and relative equal high, I'm not selling until price clears it out. If there's a relative equal low, I'm not buying until price clears it out. Right, so that took a long time for me to understand. Trust me, folks, like in this condition, it repeated before. Okay, in this condition I was blowing account, and I believe the folks who are honest, they did it too in these conditions by trying to go short and price is constantly generating the relative equal lows like this, right? So from blowing accounts and like taking one trade as a loss and calling it a day, I believe that's a very good improvement, right? And that's what keeps you long in this industry. You are blowing your account, you are getting sad. I'm losing one trade with 0.5% of my account. Will I get sad? I won't, because I have my risk management on my side. I have my experience that is telling me, okay, this is a low probability condition. You want to take a trade, you want to make money, okay, only one trade is applicable in this condition. And I took it, I gave it a shot, and I lost it. So will I get sad? No, because I'm happy. I avoided so many losses, okay, so many losses that I could have taken here, right? I avoided so many losses, and I don't have any interest to trade in this condition, folks. Okay, I am done for today. Look at the delivery here. I don't like the delivery at all. The way price is generating relative equal high on lows and not respecting it, rather it's keep continuing going higher. And this is what you learn from a stream when the streamer is honest. And I'm being honest with you. I'm analyzing my chart the way I do personally in front of you, and I'm showing you what I'm avoiding. Yeah, we can take a loss, right? We cannot avoid a loss, it's inevitable. But what matters is like how many times you are avoiding it. And that's what I believe. You found my stream today insightful. And this is what I teach, okay? This is what I teach, like targeting relative equal lows. And I believe the folks who are inside my 3-day workshop, you should watch it, okay? If you missed it, go back and watch it again, because I teach you guys to target relative equal lows, right? And today you saw price not respecting it. So you will have to understand the day when price will respect it. You will also have to understand and identify the day when price will not respect it. See? And that's what I showed you guys today, when price is not respecting our own theory, rather it's trending by generating a lot of relative equal lows and stuff like that, right? So I'll call it a day here. I'll come back tomorrow, folks, okay? And we'll keep continue streaming throughout the whole month of November, and we'll see before we close the month of November how we closed it, okay? I took a one loss today. The day on Friday there was one loss too, right? So 2 losses so far and multiple wins throughout the last week. So I'll call it a day here. If you want to trade, do it. We still have one macro, okay? One other macro for us to expect a reversal. It is at 120 to 140, which is a lunch macro, okay? I'm not gonna do anything today. I'm done. I'll catch you guys tomorrow exactly at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, take care. Peace.